Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, we are launching into some math and some strategy for Paragon. I am Flying Gazelles, and today we are looking at Perfect Farm. We're going to look at card experience and levels, hero level, at 10 minutes. So this came up, the reason we're covering this came up as a question from one of our team members, Baxter, and he was curious because in League of Legends at 10 minutes, Perfect Farm is 100, super easy to remember. And so I decided to take a look, see what it is in Paragon, see what that benchmark is, and we'll take a look at why that's important after we've talked about it. So, what is Perfect Farm? So under ideal conditions, it gives us the total CXP and experience for the two areas. We're going to look at them, we're going to split them up a little bit, talk about some of their nuances, the lane and the jungle. So, there are three assumptions that I'm making throughout this: that there are no hero kills, that every last hit is achieved, and you do not spend any time out of the lane backing anything like that. This is to simplify things because, sure, a lot of these things are going to happen. Again, we'll talk about more about why looking at Perfect Farm matters. But for Perfect Farm, these are the assumptions that we're making. These are the conditions that we are working under. So let's look at the lane first. So the lane, there are a few facts we want to keep in track of. Minions spawn at 1 minute and every 30 seconds after that. So 1:30, 2:30, etc. That's when those waves spawn. Every wave has 3 melee minions and 1 ranged minion, at least during the first 10 minutes of the game. This starts to change at 12:30, but we're not interested in that. We're just interested in that first 10 minutes of the game because essentially that is the laning phase. That is why we are looking at that 10-minute mark, because at 10 minutes the raptors spawn, and that's when objectives really become the priority and the focus of the entire game. That first 10 minutes, it's all about the lanes, it's all about the farm, it's all about, well, killing enemy heroes, finding advantages where you can, etc. One of those advantages being your minion farming. So, each wave during this time period has 3 melee minions, 1 ranged minion. At 2:30 and every 2 minutes after that, a siege minion is also spawned as a part of that wave. So we've got our base wave, and then 2:30 and every 2 minutes after, an extra minion, that siege minion. So, melee minions are worth 100 card experience and 18 experience. Ranged minions are worth 140 card experience and 24 experience. I could just say amber, I guess, but siege minions are worth 170 amber and 24 experience. So let's do the math for card points. So each wave has 4 minions, 3 melee, 1 ranged, as we just talked about. So CXP value, we have our 3 melee minions, 100 amber per each, plus our 1 ranged minion, 140 amber, really easy, 440 CXP. So before 10 minutes, 17 waves spawn. One at 1 minute, 1:32, etc. 18th wave spawns at 10 minutes. So this gives us 17 times 440, 7,480 card experience. During that 10 minutes, you also have 4 siege minions. Your 5th one spawns at 10:30. So add in these 4 siege minions, 170 CXP for each one. And we can add that to our base value of the 7480 from the constant, that is the 4 minions in each wave. And you get 8,160 CXP, or 8 card points. 72 last hits. You know, there's 4 minions in every wave, 17 waves, plus our 4 siege minions. This is our benchmark. So, experience. Where does this leave us with that? 72 minions in total. 21 of them are worth 24 experience. These are our ranged minions. So there's 17 of those. And our siege minions. Siege minions are worth the same amount of experience as the ranged minions. So remaining 51 melee minions are worth 18 experience each. Again, super easy to figure out here. We've got our 21 minions, 24 experience, plus our 51 worth 18, 1,422 experience. So based on the chart on the Paragon Wiki, this puts you between level 7 and level 8. You won't be at level 8. It's in the middle, between those two. So, let's look at the jungle. White camps spawn at 120 and gain 1 minion every 60 seconds, up to a maximum of 5. Yeah, great PowerPoint skills, right? Alright, green buff spawns at 130 and then respawns 180 seconds after being killed. So, white minions are all worth 20 XP and 30 CXP. Green buff is worth 40 XP and 120 CXP. So, let's look at card experience first. 9 minions will spawn in each of the white camps during the 10-minute period. So, we're going to assume that we're killing the minions so that they never reach 5 total. So that they never skip a spawn or have to wait for you to kill them, so you don't lose any time there. We're clearing them perfectly. We're also going to assume that the green buff can be taken 4 times during this 10-minute period. So we're going to take it, we're going to start it at 1:30. We're going to finish it by 2 minutes, 1:45, 2 minutes, somewhere in there. And we're going to be able to take it 4 times, because it will then spawn at 4, 6, 8 minutes, and then that last one is spawning at our 10-minute mark. We're not going to worry about that one. So this gives us a card point value of 9 minions, 5 camps. We are also assuming the jungler is taking all 5 jungle camps. The reason I'm looking at it this way is because this is just the easiest way if we're separating out the lane and the jungle, and the lane person in that off lane doesn't have to take either of those camps. They can just farm in lane. Then your jungler gets to take all 5 of them. Those are the conditions we're working under and looking at to start with. So this gives us 9 minions at each of 5 camps plus 8 white minions. These are all white minions. From the green buff being taken 4 times, because it comes with 2 white minions that have the same XP and CXP values, times the 73 XP, plus 4 green buffs. 4. That's pretty sweet. 120 CXP for those. Gives us a grand total of 4,349 CXP. So this is significantly lower. This is about half, because jungle minions and the green buff. Green buff is worth a significant amount, but the jungle minions are worth basically half of your wave minions. Not quite, but you get the picture here. So, let's take a quick look at XP in the jungle. So, we can use the same exact formula. This is very simple, because there's only 2 different kinds of minions. So we've got our white camps, 20 XP, or our white minions, 20 XP, green minions, 40 XP, 1,220 experience. This puts the jungler at 35 experience short of level 7. So he's going to be between level 6 and 7, almost at that level 7. So we've ignored this until this point, just for simplicity's sake, because it's easier to tack this on at the end. The Amber Link, very important part of the jungle, and let's just take a look at this. So I had to do a little research and a little digging, but the Amber Link gains 30 card experience whenever an ally kills a minion at the white camps or the green camp on your side of the river. River buffs don't count. And all 5 of those camps plus the green buff do count. This was confirmed by one of the community managers on Reddit like 2 months ago. And I believe that it is still true. There haven't been patch notes to the effect otherwise. This was something I had a question about, just because when killing those off-lane camps, I couldn't see the amber link, and so I'd never really that, and as a jungler I don't usually end up taking those anyway. So they're pretty important. They do add to the amber link. Just cool fact for all of this. So in total, during the first 10 minutes, we have 57 minions in total that count toward this. You know, we have our 4 green buffs, our 8 white minions from the green buff from the green camp, and our 9 minions at each of the 5 camps. This gives us 1,710 card experience for the entire team coming out of the Amber Link. At that 10 minutes, you are getting the final drain from the Amber Link. We're including that, and there you go. It's quite a bit. That's a whole card point in that first 10 minutes. So, under ideal conditions, at 10 minutes in lane, you should have 72 last hits and 9,870 CXP plus, I didn't include this on the slide, but plus the 3 card points that you started with. So you should be at least at 12 card points. And be between level 7 and level 8. So jungler should have 57 last hits and 6,000 CXP plus those 3 card points you start with, so 9 card points in total, and be between level 6 and level 7. So I've mentioned a few times here that this is not realistic at all, because it's not. You know, we're ignoring enemy heroes. We're ignoring the fact that the offlaner will often be taking those camps. We are ignoring ganks for the jungler, things like that. But the reason this is important, these are our benchmarks. So ideally, all of those other factors should actually increase for everyone except the offlaner. They should increase the amount of CXP and experience that you have, because killing heroes is worth more than killing minions. Surprise, surprise. Also killing towers. So ideally, in the first 10 minutes, you should take 1 tower and have, you know, hopefully pick up 1 to 3 kills. If both teams are experienced, things like that, you'll have some trades going on. If not, you're having a really quiet game. And kudos, I guess. These things can also hurt you if you're on the other side of it. If you pick up 0 kills and die 3 times in that first 10 minutes, it's going to hurt you a lot, because you'll have time backing. You know, this also doesn't include the time getting poked down really low, having to go back, and then coming back out. There's a lot of things this doesn't include, but these are your general benchmarks for everyone except the offlane, because the offlane you have to give some leeway. They should still be between level 7 and level 8 at 10 minutes, roughly. Level 7, I think, is probably a pretty solid goal. But your jungler and your laners, your mid lane and your safe lane should all have, you know, this 12 CXP, or 12 card points, or 9 card points, respectively, lane and jungle. Your mid laner should be between level 7 and level 8 at a minimum. Again, if they manage to kill the enemy mid laner, if they manage to rotate around and kill someone, they might lose a little bit of farm in that mid lane while it's pushed up. Say you push hard up on that tower, rotate around, kill the carry, whatever. You'll get a little more experience for that. You'll get a little more CXP for that. And, you know, the time running between your lanes, etc., will be mitigated when you get those kills. So, again, mid laner especially, between level 7 and level 8. Safe lane, because XP is split between the support and the carry, you're looking more at level 5, level 6. Because there will be some time where the support is rotating, where carry's gone back, where the support has gone back. Ideally, the carry shouldn't have to go back until after that first tower falls, ideally. Fingers crossed. But support oftentimes will take quite a beating in order to help save the carry, things like that, from ganks. So you shouldn't, it shouldn't actually be cut in half because that XP sharing is cut in half. You're only getting 9 XP per minion, per melee minion, etc. But again, these are your benchmarks. This is what you're looking at, the very basic point at 10 minutes in the game when those raptors are spawning, when you're starting to rotate around. You want everyone on your team to have roughly between 9 and 12 card points, maybe a little more, and be between level 6 and level 8. Now, if you're not at this point, you need to start looking at why. And that's, one of our big goals. We've got a lead on our 5th member. We're starting to take a look at that. But for us as a team, with these benchmarks in mind, we want to start thinking about, what do we do to maximize that farm, to capitalize on early kills, and where should we be? Because if we're not hitting these benchmarks, something may be going wrong. Maybe not. Maybe it's because we've denied the enemy a bunch of farm, but we haven't quite gotten the kills. Maybe we've forced them back a bunch, and we haven't had to back. So we've managed to gain an advantage there. That wasn't a problem, but it did mean maybe some of our members that are rotating more aren't hitting these benchmarks, and that's okay. But we want to be able to look at that and see, okay, in those games we lose, those first 10 minutes, where were we at? Were we behind? Were we behind these benchmarks significantly without having some sort of advantage over the enemy team? If so, what can we do differently to try and manage that time better, to manage that farm better as we're moving from during that laning phase, because it's so crucial. Those fights around raptors, those picks that you have to try to take advantage of in order to take raptors safely. All of those things rely on the farm and the time, how you spend your time in that first 10, 11 minutes of the game. And so I just wanted to take a look again for our team to try and see, hey, what are these benchmarks? What can we be shooting for? And how can we get there? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Tell me why in the comments either way. And share this. Subscribe if you like it. There will be more videos coming. I've got quite a few planned, actually. I've actually finally had some time off from work to be able to do some planning here. But until next time, we'll see you all later. And this has been Flying Gazelles. Tuna out.